Alright, welcome to the 6th episode of the South African Cricket Captain 2020 Career Mode. In the 5th episode, we had just gone over to Pakistan and we had played the first test match in Pakistan and drew that test. We are now going to Abu Dhabi, of all places, and we will be starting the final test of this tour. I am heavily expecting that this game will be featuring some new players, and by that, there's really no playing conditions. If it's in Abu Dhabi, it's just going to be sunny, no rain at all, and the pitch is going to be completely a road. So we're going to actually give a few. We're going to give a new game to a 20. I think he's 20 years old. 20-year-old spinner, Matthew Pollard. I'm not going to pronounce where he's from, like what his state side is or his local side, but he's been playing. He's played 8 first-class games, and he has bowling figures of 31 as an average and best bowling figures of 7 for 140. I thought, let's give him a bit of a go on a tour that will likely feature a lot of spin. So we're going to actually give him a go for this game. I'm actually going to take out Swainpool, who has been good with the bat. He obviously made 109 a few tests ago, but unfortunately his bowling performance so far has not been very good at all, averaging 77 and only taking 4 wickets in his 3 tests. So I will be bringing in Hawken, who did play really well. I think I left him out of the last test, but we will be giving him a go. In saying this, we're also going to make a change with the batting. Zubair Hamza, if we look at his batting performance, 71, 0, 46, 27, 47. This will be pretty much his final, go. If he doesn't perform here, he's going to have a lot of time in the domestic league to crack back open into this side. We're just going to have a look quickly at the current year first class of the test form. So we see at the top of the order, Malan with an average of 74. Van Tonder is only in his 2nd test, so an average of 30 is quite understandable. Unfortunately, Alga has been playing quite poorly. He's only averaging 31. He could be on the... You know what? We're going to actually take out Dean Alga. We're going to bring in Kesar Maharaj, except we're not going to bat him that high. We will move up Faf du Plessis to number 3. Put the Cock at number 6. Muthusamy will bat there at 7. Maharaj at 8. Pollard at 9. Although I think Pollard will probably be quite bad at batting. So Rabada will be at 9, Ngidi at 10, and Pollard at 11. Which means Aiden Markram is still left out. He still needs to recover some good form. Dean Alga we're going to give just a test off because I kind of want to test this new look out. Thanos De Bruyne I could have brought in for probably Zubair Hamza, and unfortunately, I will give Hamza one more try. We'll see what happens. Riley Rickleton is still a few... I'm not going to play him, obviously, instead of the Cock. We could have played Potgieter. I know he has a bowling average of 26 in his first test and an average of 59 with the bat. However, I do want to go with 3 spinners, just because... Oh, or do I? Hang on. Just trying to think. Okay, no, sorry. We will go with Potgieter for Mrs. Army. I think he'll probably offer more. It's better to probably have 3 quicks or 2 quicks and a medium pacer and then 2 spinners as the bowling attack. Hawken is the really unlucky one to miss out because his batting is very poor, but his bowling average of 15. He's already taken 14 wickets in 3 tests. He's very unlucky to miss out, and the only reason he is missing out is because I want to play 2 spinners. If we don't win the toss here, if you if you don't win the toss in the Abu Dhabi, it's very hard to win. As you see on the left side, Shaquille has an average of 112 and Shah has an average of 158. I would say they're quite new players. Oh, and we've lost the toss. We have to bowl first, which is quite unfortunate. Now we'll do the same thing, wickets on. Before that though, I will turn off the commentary. Unfortunately, I notice a lot with Rabada is he leaks runs very badly, and considering he's our most experienced bowler at this, or him and Maharaj, it is quite disappointing that we are seeing him leak runs quite easily in the last two tours. So as Pollard comes into the attack, look at this, just Pakistan are just easing away. 6 and over Pollard's going. And I'm even bowling at the defensive side, which is a little bit concerning. Maharaj comes into the attack. We'll take Potgieter out, try and get Ngidi back in. And that is lunch. 130 odd in the first set, 129 runs in the first session is shocking. Here we go. And Ngidi takes the wicket of Al-Haq. Let's see if we can get another wicket quite early, because we will be getting some probably spinning conditions towards the end of the test. So if we can, get them out before the end of day 2, because ideally in UAE conditions, if you don't bat for pretty much 2 days, it's usually considered a failure, simply because the wickets on the first 2 days are just so suited to batting. And unless the bowling performance is like fantastic, very often you'll get a side not make over 300 on the first innings. So Pollard is going to get his first test wicket. Beautiful. Gets Asad Shafiq out, LBW for 50. Unfortunately, Hassan Ali? Haider Ali, he's 20 years old, so it's Pakistan have quite a young side. Saud Shakil, Kisudi, I want to say this guy. Okay, that was his second test. 158 was his average. Rabada to Ali. And we're starting to see a quick succession of wickets here. 3 for 266. Hopefully we can see a bit more from our bowling attack, because we are not really offering anything as Pakistan bring up 300. We've got the new ball available, which we will take. And Pakistan are going at a rate where they'll make 400 on the first day. $412 on the first day. That's probably the test over. This is why I absolutely hate why Pakistan... I understand why Pakistan play here, and it's because of obviously the terrorist attack that happened with the Sri Lankan team like a decade ago. But I hope they can start to play more games in Pakistan, because the tests here are just terrible. As Potgieter comes into Babar Azam, but there, as he makes 117, Shaquille is also on 117, 4 for 501. This is just terrible. As Pollard comes in, bowls him, Shah goes out for 13, and he gets his second wicket as Pakistan are 5 for 525. We'll try get Maharaj to get a wicket, but he's bowled terrible. And they declare it 602. I mean, if we can not follow on, this will be brilliant. But essentially, there's no way we can win this test because Pakistan made 600 in effectively 1.5 days. The only way we can get a result here is if we draw the test, but it's going to take a lot of work as Malan brings up another 50. That is his second test 50. So, I do think we should be able to make 300, but you never know though. Sometimes cricket captain likes to throw you a bit of a curveball and you'll be cruising and you'll see that you will completely go out to just bowl other bowlers and that probably aren't really, deserving of wickets if they're going at 5 and over. As you see there, Van Tonder gets stumped. Shah gets him out, which I think was Yasir Shah. So this has been a long time. Faf du Plessis has not batted at number 3 for a long time at all. I think probably, I don't want to say probably 4 or 5 years. I remember he had a test where he did bat at 3, but he's not usually a regular number 3. But unfortunately, I don't like Van Dusen there, and I don't like Hamza there. So as a captain of South Africa, he should really be up for the challenge. As Malan brings up his third or fourth, as his 4th test century. So his conversion rate at the moment is phenomenal. He's had 4 test centuries and he's had 150. So the conversion rate there is amazing. As we hope du Plessis can hang around a little bit. I don't know whether he can, but I'm sure we'll find out. Generally, du Plessis gets some good starts, but unfortunately, he'll tend to get out. As Malan goes out for 119, as we are 2 for 203. And du Plessis, again, has a start of 36 off 100 balls and just flops. I don't know whether that's just age, like him being, too, I guess, old. He's, I think, 36. But as Zubair Hamza on it, I know it's turning, but the wicket is still good to score on. It's still a very hot weather, so it's not like there's overcast conditions. As the cock goes out for 1, this probably is going to be the big batting collapse here. I'm going to try and have Van Dusen hold strike for a little bit, just so Delano Polgita can get his eye in a little bit. And as he goes out, we've got Maharaj in, who can hang around a bit, and Van Dusen's out. I think it's safe to say we will be following on. As Rabada goes out for 4. Kesab, Maharaj, and Ngidi, not going to last long. Just the big batting collapse there. I mean, it's just what I said though. If you win the toss on the Abu Dhabi wicket, you're not going to lose. Unless you completely make shambles of that score. And unfortunately, with cricket captain, rarely do you get asked to come in and bowl. Unfortunately, you have to follow on quite a bit, which, in saying that, Pakistan here might have enforced the follow-on in real life. But usually the reason why you don't enforce follow-ons is so your bowlers can get adequate rest. Pakistan did bowl 98 overs there, so they're only on the 3rd day and they have a lead of 130. So it is very... So they could have gone both ways. They could have come in and batted, but I was expecting that I was going to follow on just because cricket captain, you rarely get sides ask you to bowl when you have to follow on. So pretty much here though, we're in just survival mode. I wonder if Milan can get another 100. I mean, he'd nearly be the best opener in the world once he gets another 50, and he does. That is his another 50. Can he convert that into his 5th Test century? Guess we'll find out. Faf du Plessis has been terrible. I mean, I know he did make that 100. Was it the other one? Yeah, he was 112 not out. I think that was against Sri Lanka. But in the conditions here in Pakistan and Abu Dhabi, 0, 24 not out, 36 has not been up to the standard at all. And I'm being serious here. He is 36. De Kock, don't be surprised if De Kock is the next captain. I believe as Milan can't capitalise on another start to get a 5th Test century, but he still makes 82. Just with my point with du Plessis, I think he will be lucky, I should add, to be playing in the next series. And the reason I say that is because after this test, our first season is over. He will be 37 by the time we play again, because I don't think we play until... We'll probably play England, which will be like August. I haven't checked their schedule until next year. So, unfortunately, we will be most likely giving the captaincy to De Kock. And I don't think du Plessis, unless he's showing first-class form, he probably will not be getting selected in the next series. And you can't blame me. He is 36. It's not like, he's 32. I'm sacking him as captain. He has had a good run at captaincy. I think he took over in 2017? I think 2016. But I mean, he hasn't been a fantastic captain. He's won a few good series. Like, I know the series that they won against Australia was a good series. But again, 32, he failed again. Sorry about this, just a little bit of a rant here, but I mean, I could just imagine just people bemused to why I'm saying that we should get rid of du Plessis, and Hamza again fails. He mightn't even be in consideration for the next series. I mean, you got to look at Hamza. He has had. It's not like he hasn't had his chances. He's had 9 Test matches, and he's got an average of 25. I mean, I know usually you give people about 15 shots, but 9 Test matches and he hasn't made his highest score 71 and he bats at 5? That's not good enough. So, this next series might be just trialling some new young players, because if Hamza can't get any scores in 9 runs or 9 tests, I mean, why shouldn't we not give anyone else a go? It's not like... This reminds me of when I took over Australia in Cricket Captain 2018, and during that time, Will Pucovski he still is touted as a next big thing in Australian cricket. Unfortunately, he has some mental health concerns which have negatively deteriorated from his playing aspects at the moment. So I still think he is a very good player, and he's a very good first-class player. But unfortunately, when I put him in my save and he started to play in Test cricket, he was not very good at all. He ended up with an average, I think, of 24, and he was batting at 5. I mean, it's not good enough. Rassie Van Dusen. I really don't know how to assess Rassie Van Dusen. He's a 31-year-old. He could not break into this side when they were really good, when they had De Villiers, Amla, pretty much their staple, their cornerstones. But it's not like he isn't a bad player. He's had 10 tests, average of 45, He's made 650s and only 100. So his issue is he can't convert 50s to hundreds. Now I'm hoping though that he can develop that in, say, tests 11 to 20, because I do see some potential in Rassie van Dussen despite his age being 31. But yeah, pretty much here though, there's nothing really other to talk about than just my plans for the next series or the next whenever it is. Just because we might be bowling again, but we're not going to have a target to set. I mean, if we somehow can survive this this day, I'll obviously try and go full on defensive, but as the cock goes out there, unfortunately, we've got Potgieter in the firing line and Keshav Maharaj. Both can hang around. As you see there, Potgieter's faced 119 balls for 42, and Maharaj has already faced 31, but he's just gone out. Pretty much here, I'm just going to ask Potgieter to take control. Hopefully, though, he will play at some balls that that are playable so he can get some quick runs, but it's not like we're going to set a total. We've got a lead of 41. There's no way we're going to win. And I mean, I got to give Pakistan credit. You know, they won the toss and batted on a batting-friendly wicket to make 600. I could have obviously had some changes to the bowling, but I don't know what else I could have done. As Potgieter goes out for 66, Lungi, Ngidi and Matthew Pollard are both in. I don't think we will last too long here. And Pollard goes out for 6 as Ngidi is not out. We have a lead of 70. The only chance I have here is if the wicket is terrible, which it isn't. It's only turning, it's not sharp turn. So effectively here, wow, we get a wicket in the first over, 1 for 1. Now we'll chuck on Maharaj, see if he can get something, but I doubt it. Nah, there's no point anyway. Scores are tied, and they win by 9 wickets. We weren't going to defend that score of 70, a lead of 70 or whatever it was, 69. As we see here, though, on the right-hand side, just a few of the other tests. Just before I give a quick overview of my sort of test here, England actually beat India by 193 runs. So if we have a look here, Joe Root, so they actually started off quite poorly. 281 all out. Then India made 225 all out in return. Then England made 308 all out. And geez, India failed 171 on an Indian wicket. Wow, that is not very good at all. Pretty much the England team's the same as what it currently is in real life before the whole COVID-19 thing, so they haven't really changed their side much. I see India's brought in this guy and Kit Bourne. They've pretty much got India though. Pretty much have their same sort of side. They have this guy in though. I haven't seen him before, Tinu Kundi. So there is a few new players India have in there. But yeah, I would have thought England would be playing a bit more, a bit differently. But as I have a look, as I assess this, Janie Marlin was actually man of the match here. I'm not too sure why. I would have personally given it to either Shaquille or Ali, simply because they did make bigger scores and Shaquille was not out. So if we have a look at his average, it'll be quite big. He's got an average of 260. So it's not like Shaquille is, a a not very good player. He's still got that very high average, probably be the highest in Test cricket at the moment, just because he's had a few not outs. So, but yeah, our bowling lineup was just out of sync. Rabada 1 for 97. Just, I mean, when you play on Abu Dhabi wickets in the first innings, you're going to concede runs. So there's also that. But unfortunately, Pakistan got pretty much their best time to bowl the spin, because Yasir Shah 3 for 137 off 44 overs, and Shadab Khan 3 for 77 off 30 overs. Just, pretty much destroyed us there. But I mean, I can't really fault us. Pakistan were deserving of the win, and they were probably deserving of that series win. We did recover well in that first test to get a draw, as unfortunately we dropped back to 9th in the Test Championship. We have one Test series to go in this one for the Test Championship, so we could finish anywhere from 9th to 7th. I don't think we can get to 6th, simply because we have had 8 losses and Sri Lanka have only had 5. So if we do win and we go to 4 wins, you'll see that Sri Lanka should still be ahead of us. Let's have a look at the rules. Okay. But just back on where is the groups? So pretty much Australia will finish on top of this Test Championship. It's just whether a matter of fact of it's pretty much settled, isn't it? India's got a point score of 420, so it's going to be Australia, India likely in the final, unless I've done my math wrong, and Pakistan. I know Pakistan can't make it; they've played their final, and I don't think England will. They're 352, so most likely 95% sure the Test Championship final will be Australia-India. Should be a good series. However, the world rankings, if I can have a look, internationals, nope, yeah, internationals world ratings. India is still ranked number 1 in the world, Australia at 2, Pakistan have moved up to 3, we've dropped to 4, and England have moved up to 5. The big droppers have been New Zealand, who at one point were 3, they've now dropped to 6th. And it looks like Ireland have got 2 points on the board. And yeah, I think Milan is the best batsman in the world at the moment, ranked number 1 in the world at Test cricket. Pretty much, though, you won't see another South African player, Rassie van Dusen, but no one really else. I think the bowlers will probably be Stark, Anderson. Let's see where our first bowler is. It's probably Rabada. Yep, he's 13th. And then probably Hawken, I'd say. Yep, Aldred Hawken, 25th ranked bowler in the world. And as you see here, our next series is quite quick. I didn't realise how quick it was. So, unfortunately, we go straight. We have a series in Sri Lanka, in South Africa, and then we have to fly to Pakistan, and then to the UAE to play Pakistan, and then 2 weeks later, or a week and a half later, we fly back to South Africa to play Australia in a Test series. So this should be a very challenging series here. I'm not expecting a win at all. So just because Australia is got a very good side, if we can at least draw this series, because I will be experimenting a bit more, I will be very happy. But unfortunately, we could not get the result over in the Pakistan tour. I do thank you for watching today, and if you do like the video, leave a like, and comment though what you like to see in probably the future of this series. But I'll put this one up, and I will see you guys in preparation for the Australian home tour. Mega Kaza 1 out.